come on in the shop, you guys. We're a little bit cluttered here right this minute because we're loading up to go to a race. Yes, I still race. And this is the Pro Mod World Record holder bike. Not quite assembled yet, but it is bad to the bone for sure. This is the shop. Here's a spare engine.
Yeah. So what was the record on this bike, if you don't mind me asking?
I hold it currently. It's 393 at 181 eighth mile. To run the quarter mile, I'd like to see someone else try it.
Wow.
That's too fast for me.
For my Canadian viewers, that's miles an hour, not kilometers an hour.
Yeah, miles an hour, yeah.
That's wild.
The bike is really, really fast. All right, here's the shop at Fast by Gast. Bessem here, my cylinder head technician and specialist, is working on a Hayabusa. We do lots of Hayabusas here. Here's the clutch that's getting ready to go on that bike, the race bike. This way here, I've been working nonstop for deliveries for this event. I'm building cylinders. They're all over the shop, cylinders everywhere. I got to deliver probably 7 or 8 of them at the race. Yeah.
Wow.
And here you can see I'm getting these carts ready to take to the race. That's part of the reason I go. Yeah. Little business.
Do you guys offer service work at the racetrack, or are you just delivering the parts for the other competitors?
I help everybody that needs help. So
awesome.
If they need something and I can do it, I do it for them. Yep. Pretty much active, probably from 7 in the morning to 1 in the morning the next day for 4 days straight. That's what I do. Yeah. But anyways, come on in this way. So here's something.
I wanted to, I especially wanted to ask you about this.
So this is a stage 3 full race Dave Schultz copy cylinder, half done. It's like the automobile at the show where only half is done. I've always thought they were neat. Yeah. So that's where I got the idea from this. So all this machining and the ports and everything, especially these transfer ports down in here. This is all full race on one side, dead stock on the other side.
Yeah. So this would have been used to showcase your...
I used to do shows back in the 80s.
So it's comparing Fast by Gas versus standard tube?
Yeah, they used to be just on the table. Guys pick it up and they liked it. So it's still laying around here.
Yeah, I remember seeing that last time and I always thought that's got to be one of the most important cylinders right there.
Well, that's,
like how many people saw that and then purchased your tube based on it?
I think plenty did it back in those days. Can I give you a quick story?
Absolutely.
Had a Canadian customer. This is back in the 70s. Guy comes down, I build his H2. All his buddies got Z1.
Yeah.
Souped up Z1s. Comes down, gives me his bike, we became friendly. I built the whole top end, put the big carbs on it, pipes, did the whole shooting match to it. Comes down for the test ride and he's got all his buddies there. They go down the Parkway, which is a good spot to boot him out a little bit. He says all the Z1 guys took off, so first time, he goosed it, and he said, Paul, I split right down the middle of them and just took off until he crashed. He crashed the thing, and he said, but boy, was that son of a bitch fast. He says, you never seen anything like that. I go, I have. Yeah, I know what you got. Yeah. That shit was fast, eh? You know, you get all that kind of crap going. Oh, it was a riot. Yeah. He was chopped up and everything because he fell at 130 or so. Jeez. And he was all chopped up but nothing broken. We patched him up and he was just so ecstatic how it ran. I mean, beyond ecstatic. Yeah. He said his buddies had all these souped up ones and they took off. He says, I goosed it and I slid right in the middle of them all. And I can't even remember his name. It's the 70s now. Yeah, it's 55 years ago or something. Yeah, so that was my funny story. Guy rode it a couple miles.
Jeez.
First time he floored it, party was over. Might even went over backwards.
Yeah.
At high speeds, because you know when they're really right, you got to really be careful with wheelies on these things.
Oh yeah.
So in here, these are the Vintco crankshafts.
Oh yes.
So for example, if you hurt the crankshaft on that thing, there's a fellow by the name of Charlie Smith that does a wonderful job rebuilding the cranks. But another option is also just a new crank. Yeah. You know, and I'm sure he probably likes both. You know, because he's very, very good at what he does. Yeah. So we have some built, and the easy way is just to put a new crank in my opinion. They're very affordable. It comes to everything.
Yeah. And the quality is, you find that's good?
I found the quality to be absolutely spot on. Yeah. I'm not sure what Charlie's looked at or thought about. He's the crank guy.
Yeah.
But I've tested them here, and for trueness and such,
Yep.
dead on.
Really?
Yeah. Really, really, I think a good value. And I think they sold lots of them because I've probably gone through about 70 of them myself.
Holy cow.
Well, I'd stock usually 7 or 8 of them here.
Yeah.
And we even have them with, I got one down here that's got the bigger wrist pins in it for like a guy who's going to do absolute drag racing type thing. But
no, I have heard stories that the connecting rod's a little bit fatter, so you might need to machine
no, you
cases.
just, a little grind job. There's an instruction sheet in there.
Okay.
I almost wish that wasn't like that, but it's so easy to do.
Yeah.
You just take a porting tool and you just relieve where the rod is.
Yeah.
You can see the edge. They even tell you what to do.
Awesome.
They have told me that it seems like it's not every case.
Yeah.
So yes, the rod is slightly bigger, probably slightly stronger because of that.
Never a bad thing.
And the ones I've installed, probably about 20 of them.
Okay.
We just do the case because I'm not taking it back apart.
No.
You know,
No,
so I know where to cut and
Okay.
do, and I can do the whole case in 7 or 8 minutes. And it's really easy.
So not a big deal at
So
all.
it is what it is. They probably learned that in the after thing. Even if the rod was only 10 or 15 thousandths bigger than a stocker, it just seems to touch.
That's a small price to pay for a stronger rod anyways.
And over this way, this just to show you a quick example. So these are all the H2 clutch plates up here. Yeah, the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clutch plates. These are the steel plates.
Okay. Are these something that you guys have manufactured?
Yeah, I have them made in Taiwan.
Oh, wow.
And these are the fiber plates. That's the plate you need.
Yeah.
Actually, pretty much any other plate doesn't even work.
No.
They just don't have any function. Your clutch is probably, I don't know who was in there on that, but it needs the right plates and the right springs, and I'll show you them too.
Yep. Yeah, because remember when I took it apart and I worked on it, they were big. They were real heavy.
No, they're
that explains
that's the right spring.
Oh, yeah.
And the stock spring looks like this. It's a little shorter, but this has got some good wire going on.
Yep.
These are what we use.
Awesome.
Yeah, and here's your 14 too, so if you need one of these, you just let me know. You're gonna want that on there. There's a lot of nostalgic pictures here, even triples, and there's a picture of me racing a triple back in up in St. Air,
Okay.
Montreal. You can see the picture in the background.
Is that the black and white one there?
Well, yeah, it's black. There was no color back then. See, St. Air, Montreal.
yeah.
Look at this bike.
Oh, that's wild.
Look at this thing. It wasn't even knee high.
It's a bicycle frame.
Well, it was tough, yeah.
Wow.
Well, that was me. Look at the hairdo there. Okay, we'll kind of do a quick walkthrough in the office here. So, offices, and again, a lot of nostalgic stuff on these walls. This is kind of where I sit. You can see I'm busy preparing for the race, so these are all orders that I'm working on.
Yep.
Now check this out. This will be going on display down there. This is the Suzuki 4-valve racing head.
Oh, wow.
That fella out there I showed you, he made essentially this whole thing. This is serious stuff right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Real fast stuff. Okay, follow me this way. Patrick here, your phone guy.
Yeah.
How's it going, guys?
Pretty good.
And this is my private office. Guy says, geez, how many trophies and plaques and things could you have? I said, well, you race as long as I do, you probably have them too.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been doing this since 1964.
Wow.
Yeah, I always liked that picture. Yeah. That was a good shot there.
Yeah. You actually found your original H1 drag bike, didn't you?
Yeah.
Have you started?
No, I'm not nostalgic, so
No?
I'm more nostalgic of that thing I just saw outside.
Oh, yeah.
My first drag bike.
Really?
And I raced it in Canada. I was the Canadian champion at the Canadian Nationals in St. Thomas.
Okay.
I won the race. That was quite the bike. But the fella called me, and that's a story in itself. But, Paul, you want that bike? I said, what bike? He says, the H1 the orange bike. I go, what? He says, you're not going to believe this. He says, it's still leaning against the wall in the garage where you parked it in 1972. I says, what? He says, yeah, come on over. This is an old friend of mine. I hadn't seen him in a long time. we went over there and it looked like a barn find thing on TV. You'd see those, you know, American Pickers type things.
Okay.
Couldn't see it. It was an old Corvette here, and barely through all the crap in the corner, I see this orange, kind of orange looking thing, and it was still leaning. He said, you shut it off there at 3 in the morning and leaned it against the wall, and that's where it still sits.
No
I said,
way.
wow. Yeah, so it was rusty and, you know, beat, but yeah, there are some pictures of it somewhere. But I gave it to a guy that restored a blue H2 and did a wicked job. Put our 150 horse motor on it, electrons, the whole thing. It's kind of, but it's only an hour away, local fellow. But anyways, he took it.
Okay.
And he thought it was the best thing that's ever happened. I said, well, if you want to do it, you know, I'll try to assist on some things. I just don't want to be the bike restore guy. I don't have time for any of this.
No, that's
so this is my office here. Lots of stuff laying around, sorting through things, and it is what it is. This is all good.